Welcome back. This is C. Murray once again, and we are finishing up Beast Castle in our Kingdom Hearts 2 HD Remix Critical Mode walkthrough. We have Beast joining the party now. And we're off to find Belle. Where could she be? So our goal is to return to where we met Belle earlier. And of course there's new enemies along the way. I thought about just passing through them or just cutting it out, but it's not that big of a deal for me to have them in here, the battles, I'm saying. And while levels aren't everything with this game, because I believe you could do a level 1 playthrough, I do enjoy the mechanics of this game. I do enjoy fighting. That's part of what Kingdom Hearts is. And while I'm not going to spend any time like going out and just grinding levels, if an enemy comes up and it's not a pain in the ass, I'll just take care of him, get a few experience points. It's not going to kill me. And in doing so, things like Donald leveling up to level 14 and getting magic increase can happen. I'm not sure what I'm doing right here with these. It is nice to see familiar faces, familiar enemies in this game instead of going like full on nobody. But it's pretty straightforward here, folks. There's really not much to do other than make your way back to Belle and stay alive in doing it. And the final boss of this world can either be really easy or really a pain in the ass. And for me, he was a pain in the ass. Because there's this ability where you this thing you do to inflict the most damage is you launch him in the air onto a chandelier. And by doing so, you hop up there, and then it's some active time-based commands, and you get the hits in, and it does good damage, and it can make the fight fairly easy. Where about 3 times of me trying to do that, I was underneath an overhang, so the launch ability would just launch him into the ceiling, and that's it. I wouldn't get to do any of the ATB stuff. I wouldn't get the hits on him. And then his rebuttal would be to do his fucking attack that it pretty much juggles you in the air like you do the old mushroom dudes in Kingdom Hearts 1. And that's it. You're done. Nothing you could do. You're hit once, you're in the air, and it's over. And then I sadly have to get... Mickey once again comes back. I promise, folks, it's not going to be a regular thing. But you'll see what I mean. And there's nothing I can do to prevent the situation that happened. These guys here can be a big, big issue if you're not careful. As you can see, they almost destroyed me right into walking in. Their spin attack is incredible. Keep your distance. Be smart. I go the cheap route and go the limit because I want to see what it looked like and let Beast take care of them. Those guys can be a pain in the ass, especially when they gang up on you. But you'll see what I mean when we get to the final boss. Don't get too discouraged. You'll be fine when you see my mistakes. But it sucks because he hugs the corner. You'll see. We'll talk about when we get there. It's just easier to explain then in the moment. But we could easily pass through these. These are not mandatory battles. I just enjoy it. It's fun. No way to get that right now, as far as I'm aware. But we'll go in here. We'll hand over some synthesis items to our old friend, the Moogle. You know, every time I see a Moogle, and especially seeing Vivi in the beginning of this game, it really wants me to do a playthrough of Final Fantasy IX. I really like their... I love all Final Fantasy games, but I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy IX. I love 10 as well, and I do need to finish 10. Sadly, I'm all the way up to like the battle of... the final battle. I don't want to spoil it for those that haven't played it. But I'm all the way up to the final battle. Maybe I'll just record that and just post a final battle playthrough vid. Not so much a walkthrough, just a playthrough, just to have it up there. But it's a little too late for me to create a guide, and I do not really feel in the mood of replaying that entire game at the moment. I'll consider it for a PS4 release. Consider. But I did Final Fantasy VIII about, has to have been 2012 I did Final Fantasy VIII. And I really, really love that game. And that was actually my first time finishing it. I think I stopped with Adele. I couldn't get past Adele the first time because I was under leveled. And you may argue that doesn't make sense because it doesn't matter what level you're at. And I thought so too, but I just could not beat Adele my first playthrough. And I kind of set the game down there. And then in 2012 I picked it back up. And I got past Adele with no problem. So I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I was just better at the game. I have no idea. But it is a fantastic game. I do highly recommend it. And then that sparked my interest into Final Fantasy VII. So in 2013, I played through Final Fantasy VII. And then I made it like a pact to myself that every year I'll play at least one Final Fantasy game. And I usually try to do it over the winter. So 2012 was Final Fantasy VIII. 2013 was Final Fantasy VII. And then I was slightly impatient, so the summer of 2013, I played Final Fantasy 13-2. I've already beaten Final Fantasy 13 at this point, so I played 13-2, and I actually kind of liked it. I mean, the story was slightly shit, and it did not feel like a Final Fantasy game whatsoever, but it was refreshing, it was fun, it felt like an entire game of side quests, so take that for what you will. It could be looked at as a bad thing, it could be looked at as a good thing, but I enjoyed playing as Sarah. I enjoyed it. I don't know what to say. It was definitely a treasure hunting type game, a completionist type game. You do a lot of repetition, traveling back and forth, world to world, puzzle to puzzle, and it can get extremely old, and the story could be told in an hour. That's how dense it really is. It's not dense at all. But right now we're looking for Belle, and she wasn't there, so where could she be? We checked the ballroom, and that's where she is. But she ran off, and now we have this wannabe Boo from Super Mario. So what you see there, you could do that attack. You want to stay on the outside. The outside's your safe zone. As you see, you come out here to the chandelier, you will get hit. Just stay on the outside, and you'll be good to go. Here, I was thinking forward towards the second part where you can do an ATB, and I accidentally go into my limit. And it's a real pain in yeah, it's a pain in the ass, where I wish it operated kind of like the D-Links in Birth by Sleep, where you have to go to the right, kind of like how summons worked, and then choose your limit. Or just have the limits work just similarly like the other Final Fantasy games. I mean, it is a pain in the ass when I go to think I'm doing an ATB or a parry or an evade, and I'm doing a limit. But back to the battle. He's this ghost little shit who likes to run away and disappear whenever you try to hit him. Wannabe Boo, very similar to a bomb in Final Fantasy as well. It's like a cross between the two. And when you see he's up there, get out to the outside. You don't want to get hit with these random lasers. Or blue fire, flames, whatever you want to call it. And it's basically going to be playing this game of hide and seek, and this is the first part of the battle. And it's fairly simple, folks. Anyone can do it. Just be aware when he goes in there, he will attack first, and then just make him come out of there, have him reveal himself, and then we'll finish him off. Oh, these cameras, man. They're incredible. Alright. We'll finish him off, I thought. Whenever you see him go over there to the wall, yeah, definitely clear. And then he's going in the stupid chandelier, so we gotta wait. But this next time we'll get him, so don't worry. This isn't the part I was complaining about. The part I'm complaining about is coming up. So we'll release him, and we will finish him. And we will finish him. There we go. Now, here he's going to turn into this this infant Ifrit. He's going to turn into this Ifrit wannabe lookalike. And that's where things become sticky. I'm not sure how he transforms, but then again, if you start questioning the logistics of a Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy game, you will get lost. Because it's hard enough to even follow the storyline of Kingdom Hearts. Because of how, now this is a dense storyline. And then you add in all these side stories, and it's more dense than a fucking Final Fantasy X game. So he's invisible, but with lock on, he's not so much. But he has these little similar demon shadows as the wall boss, just kind of go after you. And I don't guard against them. And here, if I had the roll command, I could easily avoid them. But I don't. So I'm getting my ass kicked. Because I'm locked onto him, because I don't feel like trying to guard. If I try to guard, it's not going to block those things. I'd have to unlock him, and then try and find him again. And it sucks. That's what you got to do. I don't. I somehow just keep, every time I see them, jump in the air and do an attack, and I somehow evade it. But did you see that attack there where he did that spin? I teched it, I guess you could say. There we go. We launch him up. We get on the chandelier. We get our good old ATB hit damage in. That's the key to beating this boss. As you can see, he gripped me and threw me. Super dangerous. This guy hurts hard. Right here. You see that? If you don't recover midair, you're fucked by that move. There's nothing you can do. I was lucky enough to recover, and I still took bad damage. But here we are. He's backed in a corner. I do step vault, and it doesn't work. I fly into the ceiling, and it is blocked by the geometry of the level. So that's where this battle becomes difficult. I run out there being an idiot. Whenever you see the chandelier down, similar to the previous, do not head out there. It is going to kick your ass. And every bit of damage from this boss, or this form of the boss, is going to hit you 10 times more than the last. And then here is where it's over. He's just juggling me. There's nothing I can do. It's game over. I'm done. So one hit on me and he just juggles me to death, and that's it. There's nothing you could do to prepare for that. Other than, I guess, guard or parry. I have no idea. So then we got King Mickey here to pretty much make me look like an idiot. But I don't fight as Mickey. I do make sure to just charge up and revive Sora and continue that. But it's a pain. It is a huge pain in the ass. And then I have to sit here and wait. I'd rather just retry and start from scratch. But it is what it is. We use Healing Light. We bring Sora back. I'm more keen to what I need to do. And we'll finish this off here shortly. So I thought, here he comes, trying to be an asshole. You gotta guard it. I guard it. I'm like, you're done. Get out of here. We ain't playing that game. I do step vault. Blocked again. Again! That's 2 step vaults that are just like denied by the geometry. And it's like, what do you, like, I guess you gotta lure him out here, but it's just stupid. And every time that drops, shockwave emits, and once you dodge the shockwave, get the hell out of there. It's not worth it. It hits hard. But here we are. We're going to go in. We don't get another step vault off because we blew every chance. And we're just going to finish him right here. And that is it for Beast's Castle. The walkthrough got a little uglier than I hoped it to be. But we did get through it with the help of Mickey. We got the cure element obtained. And we will be moving on. So thank you for watching. That's the end of the video, and we'll see you in the next one.